It was a stormy night in the suburbs of Kentucky when the Holloway family brought home an old, worn doll from a second-hand toy store. None of them knew that this doll was a killer version of Chucky, waiting for the perfect moment to start its game of death. The children were the first to notice something strange. They were playing with the doll in the living room when suddenly, it tilted its head slowly, grinning wickedly, its eyes glinting in the dark. The kids screamed and tried to step back, but the doll didn't move until night fell, as if it was waiting for the house to be silent. At midnight, the father awoke to the sound of tiny footsteps echoing through the lower floor. Entering the children's room, he found the doll sitting on the table, its tiny hands smeared with blood, its face smiling in a horrifying way, staring directly at him. Before he could scream, the doll lunged at him with impossible speed, scratching his face and knocking him to the floor. The mother awoke to her husband's screams and ran to help, only to find the doll moving across the kitchen, holding a kitchen knife and stabbing the father mercilessly in the chest. His screams echoed as blood splattered across the floor, while the doll smiled without a hint of mercy. In the children's room, the chaos escalated. The doll vanished from the kitchen and began attacking the children one by one. Their screams filled the house, tears and blood splattered across the floor. The doll used everything in the room as a weapon: pens, scissors, sharp toys, even pieces of furniture. Each child vanished quickly, leaving a chilling silence in their wake, punctuated only by distant, fading cries. On the third night, the mother attempted to escape through the front door, but the house seemed alive, doors slammed shut by themselves, windows refused to open, and lights flickered violently. She screamed and hid, but the doll pursued her relentlessly, appearing behind every corner, moving faster than the eye could follow. The doll climbed upstairs where the children had hidden. One by one, they tried to flee, screaming in terror, but the doll was always there, laughing softly and eerily, closing in with murderous intent. The echoes of their screams gradually faded, replaced by a chilling silence, while blood smeared the walls and floors like a macabre painting. On the fourth night, the father and mother confronted the doll together. The father grabbed a hammer, the mother tried using a lamp, but the doll was faster, moving impossibly, striking and stabbing them with anything it could grab. The sounds of screams and violence filled the home as the doll moved from room to room, killing each family member methodically, as if playing a deadly game. By the fifth night, only the mother remained. She hid in the bedroom, trembling. The doll appeared suddenly at the doorway, its black eyes staring, wicked grin fixed on its face. She tried to run, but it lunged at her, throwing her to the floor and stabbing her multiple times with a sharp tool. Her final screams were heart-wrenching, blood covering every corner. Hours of terror passed, and the house was silent. Blood covered every room, the walls inscribed with chilling messages: "The game isn't over, you're next." The doll sat in the middle of the room, breathing quietly, waiting for new victims. In the following days, locals claimed that the Holloway house remained cursed. Anyone approaching would hear tiny footsteps, children's laughter, whispers of the doll, even doors opening and closing on their own. Some brave souls tried to peek inside at night, but none emerged alive. Even today, the doll has never stopped killing. Anyone who enters the house hears approaching footsteps, fading children's screams, and blood spreading suddenly across the floor, as if Chucky is searching for new victims to begin the game once more. It is said that Chucky never sleeps, hiding in the shadows, watching, and choosing his victims silently, killing with even more brutality each time. Anyone who hears his story now can still hear his laughter echoing between the walls, knowing that the game is far from over, and they could be next.